everybody, this is Sally Milo of Milo Design. In this video tutorial I'm going to show you how to create a store banner for your new eBay store using Canva. Canva is an online tool and site that started in August of 2013. And it's a really handy thing. I will show you how in just a moment. The first time you go to Canva, you will see this page, and you can sign up either by connecting with Facebook or enter your email and a password of your choice. And then the next time you go to canva.com, you will come to a page like this. You'll have your Canva ID right up at the top right, and then below that is this area to start a new design. Now there are a whole bunch of default layouts you can use, and basically they are the shape and pixel size that are most commonly used for these things, like for a Twitter post, for social media, a poster, Facebook cover, business card, Twitter post, Google cover, Kindle cover, and so on. For your store banner, though, we're going to have to use custom dimensions, and we'll get to that in a minute. But first I want to show you what's down here on the home page at Canva. Your designs will be in this big white area, previous designs you've created. Now if you've got a design there that you want to delete, go click on the three little lines over here and you can click to delete. Or if you want to copy it for some reason, you can click to copy it. And you may very well want to copy a design. Say you have a basic store banner that you're going to be using, but you want to change a message on it periodically or put a holiday graphic, whatever you will, but you want to use your same basic banner design. Go ahead and copy it and then edit that copy to use for your latest store banner. Okay, let's put in our custom dimensions for the store banner, and those dimensions are 1200 by 270 pixels. And I'm just going to show you something right here. This is, I've opened up Photoshop. This shows the layout for the store banner, and you'll notice down here you have a little space that cuts into the banner that's taken up with your logo or avatar, whatever you use in that space. But the rectangle in the teal that shows the actual 1200 by 270 pixels is the same size as your profile cover. The profile you get to when you click on your eBay ID that is linked, it'll take you to your profile page, the former My World page, and you can have a cover image on there. But I wanted to show you this too because your store banner may very well be a bit different than the profile banner or cover image, because on the profile you've got this whole center section that is cut out. So if you have something interesting behind it, you may want to tweak and modify that, which is another reason you might want to copy your original store banner and then tweak it to be your profile cover image. Okay, but here I've got that set in, so let's go ahead and design. And that opens up to, eventually it opens up to this page. Now the first thing I'm going to do down here, it's got a percentage of what size I'm going to see it at. Let's make that bigger. And if I make it 100%, it's going to be too wide. It goes off both sides. So let's go back to 67%. And that's the size I'm going to use to design at. First thing I want to do is pick my background for the banner. So when I've clicked on this background link on the left hand side, it opens up all my choices for backgrounds. You'll note a whole bunch of them have this little free tag on top, and yep, they are free. As you scroll down, you will see other images, and when you mouse over, you'll see their little eye with the dollar sign. If they aren't free, they cost $1, any of the graphics. And you've got a whole slew of them. But what I'm going to do is use this diagonal stripe, and I don't want that teal color though, so I'm going to click on the background, and this little toolbar opens up down here. On the backgrounds, it generally will open up towards the bottom and left of your white area. Usually the little toolbar will appear above your work area. But here I want to change the color, so I'm going to click on this teal, and there are some default colors, but I don't want any of those, so I'm going to click on the plus sign, and that opens up the color wheel. And I'm going to come over in here and get a burgundy. Let's see, let's get it. Okay, that I like. Now, if I tended to use a particular color for my design, I would place that here in the color code, the hex code. I'm going to just copy this burgundy color, though I want to save that. For example, if I always use a true red FF0000, that'll put that in there, so you can use the color you're familiar with using, or that your logo is in, or whatever. And so I'm back to the burgundy, and I just click out, and that's there. And notice up here, this is saved. Canva saves what you're working on constantly. Okay, the next thing I want to do, I want to put some sort of banner up across the top to put a message in. But before I do that, I'm going to show you one other thing. I've got a graphic called forlogo.png that is a placeholder to mark on your banner where your logo is going to go, so you'll know not to use that space. So if you go to sallymilo.com/forlogo.png, you'll be able to see and then right click to save that particular graphic to your computer. So let's go back to my design, and here under uploads at the top left of this page, I have that for logo.png. I'm going to drag that into there, and I saw that there was like a pixel of space of the banner showing, so I just moved that down, and that way I won't use that area for my image. Now let's go back, and I said I wanted to put a banner across the top, so I'm going to click on this search tool, and you'll see there are many categories of graphics that you can choose from. I'm going to go to the banner, and I'm going to choose this free banner. I like the shape of it, but the colors obviously don't match, so I'm going to click on the orange color and use the same burgundy as I used for the background. Now for the brown color, for like the darker shade at the ends of the ribbon, I'm going to first click on the burgundy to make it burgundy, but then I'm going to click on the plus sign, and the burgundy is still selected, but I'm going to drag this little slider over to make it darker, just while I watch it over here on the left, and that works for me. And then I'm going to make that gold line white. The gold line's white. Okay, the text, I don't know why, but on the banner it's up above the center, the horizontal centering of that banner ribbon. So what I'm going to do is just put a bunch of spaces in there until it's as long as I think I will want it. Okay, probably that. And then just leave that there. Let me first, I'm going to move it up. Now you can move it by dragging it, but unless you're real precise with your mouse, it's not going to be centered any longer. So you can either click this undo link here or use the Control Z keyboard shortcut. Okay, and since I took the text out of that banner, well, wait, I forgot where I was. I'm going to move this up, and I'm going to just use my shift key and my up arrow on my keyboard, and that'll move it up 10 pixels at a time. It should be. There we go. And just let go of the shift key to move that up. Okay, now I can enter the text I want. But I'm going to make a new text block, so I'm going to click on the text tool over here, and I'm going to click to add subtitle text. And in this subtitle text box, I'm going to type check our nifty widgets. And then I'm going to highlight the text and choose a font for that. I think with the diagonal stripes, I want to use a dotted font, and there's one up here of about the 100 fonts they have available called Cody Star. And then I want to make that a little bit bigger, so let's try 32. Okay, now I'm going to select the text box, and you'll see the 4 arrow cursor means I can move it. Now that is too long for that, so let me pull it down here. I'm going to come in the banner and add a couple more spaces. And okay, that looks like the text will fit. So now I'll take the text up here, position it in the center. Looks like I need to move up 1 tick. And there it's centered horizontally where the built-in text part of the banner wasn't. Okay, next thing I want to do is I want to put some images under here, some typical images I have. So I go to my uploads, and then you can upload images either by clicking on the uploads link and, oh, no, by clicking on upload your own images, and that opens this little dialog box so you can go to wherever your images are that you want to upload. Or an easier way is to go into Windows Explorer, and let's look at it via large icons, and then you can drag your graphic in there. Let's see if I have any JPEGs or GIFs. Yes. Okay, we'll just drag that one in there. When it shows the plus in the copy link, that means I'll be able to drag that in there. And there it is. Now I don't want this particular piece of denim fabric there, so I'm going to hover over it, click on the eye, and delete it. And that takes it out of my uploads. But I want to use these 2 pairs of shoes and this pair of boots to check out our nifty widgets. So I'm going to drag this shoe over. I'm going to position it roughly up where I want the top of it, or the bottom of it to be. And then I'm going to click on the corner and drag it in until it's the size I want. Okay, next I will choose this pair of shoes, and I drag it in, and if you can see very faintly, the bottom, at the bottom of both pairs of shoes photos is a faint lavender dashed line, so that tells me that the bottoms are lined up. And then I want to make this smaller, and I'm going to drag it slowly, and when the top is lined up, I'll see a faint dotted or dashed lavender line, top, middle, and bottom. So everything is lined up, so that's good. And then I'm just going to click and throw the boots in there. Let me get it lined up on the bottom. And then drag that in until the top is lined up, and there it is. Okay, and then if I want these spaced evenly, the easiest way, I'm just going to drag each image over. I'm going to select these two by holding down my shift key, and then I'm going to hold my shift key down again and click the right arrow twice to move them both over 20 pixels. Then I'm going to select just the pair of boots, hold my shift key down, right arrow twice to move that 20 pixels. So those three now are spaced out evenly. I'm going to select them again by holding down the shift key. Then I want to center these under the banner. And there, a vertical dash line showed me that I've got these three images centered in the banner. And I'm going to move them back down a couple ticks. And then you can do different drop shadow or highlighting effects if you want. Let me show you that. I'm going to go to the search, and to get all the various graphics, I'm going to click, since I was on banners, that's what's showing. I'm going to click on this gray line with the arrow to open up all of the categories of graphics, and I'm going to come here to shapes. Now I know that this one looks like a solid gray, but I know that it's a transparent white. So I'm going to bring that over here. I'm going to line up top and bottom with that first shoe picture and drag the arrows in to make it the same size. And then I'm going to move it over to the left 3 ticks and up 3 ticks, and then I'm going to move it to the back. So that gave a highlight there. Now if I wanted to do a drop shadow sort of effect, I'm going to pick this graphic, and I'm not going to be able to see necessarily when I've got it there, and pull it over, and there, that's the same size. And I'm going to color this one black though, and then I'm going to move it over to the right 1, 2, 3, and down to the right 3, and then move that back. And it looks like my black is just a little off, and I can't select it easily behind there. It's wants to click on the shoes, so I'm going to just move that up with 10 spaces by holding the shift key and my up arrow. And I'm going to then click on the background image. Well, let me move the shoes to the back. Click that, and I know I needed to make it like 1 pixel wider. Move it back. Select the shoe, move it back where it was. And there I have a drop shadow effect. So I'm just going to leave those like they are for now. I would have a consistent highlighter shadow if I was going to use this for real. Now I want to move all of this over to the left. It's centered right now on the banner, but I want to move it to the left, so over in this right side I can put some sort of message for whatever the event is. So again, you can either drag it or use your arrow keys to move it, and there, like that. And notice if you click out here in the banner and touch any of the images, it's going to select all at once, and you can move those in a block. Now I want to find a shape for a graphic here, and let's look what free shapes are available. Okay, let's use this one. I'm going to scoot that over there, and then I'm going to make it the dark burgundy I used. And I know I'm going to want this a little smaller, so I'm making it smaller and kind of centering that in the space I want. And then I want to throw some text on top of it, so I'm going to click the text tool. I'm going to add a little bit of body text. Let me get my 4 arrow cursor, and there, I've got that centered. Okay, so in here I've got the text highlighted, and I'm going to say great, then hit enter because I want to put the next word on a new line. For, enter, Mother's Day gift! Exclamation. And then I want that text all centered, so I'm going to highlight it. Well, I don't probably have to highlight it. Click on this little arrow on the toolbar and click to center it. And then I can drag in these side points and then get the 4 arrow cursor and get that centered. And again, if it's centered with whatever is behind or near it, it's going to give me the purple dash lines both horizontally and vertically, so I know that's centered on there. Now both of these images I want to select, and I want, well, I can't do that. I want to tilt these images, put them at an angle. So I'm going to select the background image, and I'm going to use this little rotate widget down here, and I'm going to click until I see a very faint gray right below the hand cursor. I'll see 20%. So I know I want to rotate this text to 20% as well. And there we go. And I had made it small enough, so that works. Again, if I wanted to do a drop shadow, just to this burgundy thing, I can copy it, and I'm going to make it black. And let me kind of move that up, and I'm going to have to go back twice to go behind the second graphic. And then I'm just going to use my arrows to fine tune that drop shadow. And there we go. So I have a banner that's ready to go, except for this little placeholder image for the logo. So I'm going to delete that, and now it's good to go. And if I give it a moment or so, Canva will save it again. Let's watch that. La-di-da. I haven't figured out if there's a way to force it to save. Well, let's just go ahead and download it. So I'm going to click on this download link here. And then I want to publish it as an image. So it's saying that because I used only free Canva elements in my own images, this whole design is free of charge. Really, you can make your store banner for everything from free to $5, so it's not going to cost you very much to make your own store banner, except for a bit of your time. Okay, now I want to download my design, and I'm using Chrome for this demo. You'll see down here it saved it as text here to.png. So I want to click on that little arrow, and I want to open it. And it's going to take a moment to go to Photoshop, which is my default image editor, and eventually it'll open it up in Photoshop. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, here it comes, and that's what it looks like. So it has saved it, I know, in my downloads folder. So now that I've opened it up in Photoshop, I can either save it from here, or I can go to my downloads folder and save it wherever I want. But once it's on my computer, it's good to use for a store banner for the new store layout. So that's all you need to do to get it working for you. And please email me a link to your store once you've done a banner. I'd like to see what you've done. You can email me at sally@sallymilo.com and show off your designs to me, or post it on Facebook. If we're Facebook friends, certainly post it to my wall. If we're not Facebook friends, you can email me as well. I've got a long Polish middle name that's one on my Facebook, so you won't easily find me there unless you know Sally Slumzinski Milo. But you can email me and we can become Facebook friends. But I do want to see your design that you've come up with for your store banner using Canva, so let me see that. And thank you so much for watching this tutorial.